She dressed the biggest stars of Hollywood's golden age, won more Oscars than any actress, and even inspired a beloved Pixar character, all without ever stepping in front of the camera. Edith Head was the secret weapon behind cinema's most glamorous looks, a visionary who proved that fashion could shape a story and define an era. Her trademark round glasses and blunt bangs became an icon of their own. Edna Mode from The Incredibles? That's Edith's influence. Now imagine a world where one woman's designs helped craft the magic of movies for over 50 years. That's the world of Edith Head. Welcome to the Fashion Memoir, where timeless style meets iconic moments. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we honor fashion, one icon at a time. Look 1. From classroom to costume department. Edith Head's journey to fashion legend began far from any runway. Born in California in 1897, she earned degrees in French and Spanish and started out as a school teacher. Restless and creative, Edith took evening art classes despite minimal training. In 1923, opportunity knocked. Paramount Studios needed a sketch artist. Edith boldly answered the call by bringing a portfolio of drawings to her interview. Drawings borrowed from her students as one daring ruse to get her foot in the door. The studio's chief designer, Howard Greer, discovered the truth but admired Edith's audacity and eye for style. He hired her anyway, launching a Hollywood career born of talent and gumption. In those early years, Edith learned the craft under top designers and quietly honed her skills on the studio backlots. Her breakthrough came in 1936 with a single costume, a tropical sarong dress she designed for actress Dorothy Lamour in The Jungle Princess. That exotic sarong caused a sensation on screen and off, sparking a nationwide fashion trend. Suddenly, Edith Head was on Hollywood's radar. By 1938, she had risen to chief costume designer at Paramount, the first woman ever to head a studio's costume department. In this role, she oversaw hundreds of staff, bringing her vision to dozens of films each year. Hollywood's elite quickly learned that if you wanted a character to look iconic, you turned to Edith Head. Look 2. Dressing the stars, Edith's style and approach. Edith Head lived by a simple style mantra: accentuate the positive and camouflage the rest. In other words, highlight a person's best features and cleverly hide any flaws. This philosophy defined her approach to dressing movie stars, and it worked wonders. Actresses adored Edith because she made them look and feel fabulous in every role. She had, as one Paramount archivist noted, a genius for camouflaging figure flaws and knowing exactly what flattered each person. Edith once quipped, "There isn't anyone I can't make over." That confidence, paired with keen sensitivity, meant actors trusted her completely. Her loyal client Lucille Ball even joked, "Edith doesn't tell." Indeed, Edith kept their secrets and insecurities under wraps, while designing wardrobes that magnified their strengths. But it wasn't just about glamour, it was about storytelling. Edith understood that costumes must serve the character and the plot. What a costume designer does is a cross between magic and camouflage, she explained. We create the illusion of changing actors into what they are not. For each film, she studied the script and the director's vision, aiming to give subtle insight into who a character is through clothing. Whether it was transforming shy heiress Olivia de Havilland with dignified gowns, or outfitting Kim Novak in Vertigo to reflect mystery, Edith's costumes always told a story. She collaborated closely with legendary director Alfred Hitchcock on 11 films, mastering his preference for muted colors and precise detail. In fact, both Hitchcock and Edith shared an exacting eye, and their partnership produced some of cinema's most elegantly suspenseful looks. Edith's success also owed much to her diplomatic charm. "You have to have the patience of Job," she said of working with Hollywood egos. "That's why I've been around so long." She knew how to navigate the whims of demanding stars, directors, and producers. Rather than impose her ego, she made it her job to please everyone without compromising the costume's integrity. Off-screen, Edith even crafted her own image carefully. She wore a self-imposed uniform of neutral-toned suits. "I always wear beige, black, or white when I'm beside a star at a fitting. I don't want to be competing in any way," she said. By dressing modestly, severe bangs, dark glasses, and simple suits became her signature look. She literally stepped back so that the stars could shine. As her goddaughter observed, her goal was to disappear into the background so the stars really shone. She wasn't about being noticed. This self-effacing approach endeared her to Hollywood's finest. Edith Head had mastered the art of blending style with substance, using fashion not for vanity, but to serve the performance. Look 3. Iconic designs and unprecedented accolades. Once Edith Head was at the helm of Paramount's wardrobe department, a parade of iconic costumes flowed from her sketchbook onto the silver screen. In the late 1930s, she dressed exotic bombshell Mae West and tailored the ruffles for child star Shirley Temple. In the 1940s, she put actress Ingrid Bergman in a chic suit for Notorious and created bespectacled librarian chic for Barbara Stanwyck in Ball of Fire. When Technicolor arrived, Edith embraced it boldly. She famously dressed Ginger Rogers in a dazzling ruby-red gown for the musical Lady in the Dark and outfitted Rosemary Clooney in a striking turquoise ensemble for White Christmas. No matter the era or genre, film noir, western, biblical epic, or romantic comedy, Edith had a genius for capturing the mood. There's no such thing as a standard-size movie star, she noted, meaning she designed individually for each actor's persona and figure. The results were often unforgettable. Think of Bette Davis's elegant embellished gown in All About Eve, Audrey Hepburn's sublime black evening dress in Breakfast at Tiffany's, or Grace Kelly's frothy white chiffon dress in To Catch a Thief. Edith Head had a hand in all of them. Her costumes not only made the actors look stunning, they often sparked real-world fashion trends. After The Jungle Princess, women everywhere wanted a sarong. After Roman Holiday, Audrey's breezy 1950s sundresses became the height of chic. Edith's work shaped how everyday people dressed, not just on screen but on high streets and in department stores, as Hollywood glamour filtered into American fashion. By the time the Academy Awards added a Best Costume Design category in 1949, Edith Head was poised to dominate it, and dominate she did. Over the course of her career, Edith earned a record 35 Oscar nominations and won 8 Academy Awards for her costume designs, more than any other woman in history. She took home her first Oscar for The Heiress in 1949 and followed with wins for a string of classic films, including Samson and Delilah, All About Eve, A Place in the Sun, Roman Holiday, Sabrina, and The Facts of Life. Decades later, in 1973, she won her 8th and final Oscar for The Sting, a 1930s set caper, whose sharp menswear proved Edith could design just as brilliantly for men. It was the first time that the costume design Oscar went to a picture with no female star, she remarked with pride. Edith affectionately called her 8 golden statuettes my children, displaying them proudly as symbols of a lifetime of artistry. Each award cemented her reputation as Hollywood's costume queen. During her 44 years at Paramount and later at Universal Studios, Edith Head worked on an astonishing 1,000-plus films. Virtually every legendary actress of the mid-20th century, from Marlene Dietrich to Elizabeth Taylor, wore her designs. She also styled leading men like Cary Grant, Paul Newman, and Steve McQueen in looks that defined suave masculinity. Edith's name began appearing in movie credits almost as often as the stars themselves. In 1974, she received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a rare honor for a behind-the-scenes designer. By then, she was arguably the first celebrity costume designer, instantly recognizable in her own right, and a walking embodiment of Hollywood's golden era. As one historian said, Edith Head's career reads like a history of Hollywood itself. She didn't just dress the stars, in many ways she created the visual legacy of classic Hollywood. Look for, beyond the screen, enduring influence and legacy. Even as she was making movie history, Edith Head was also bringing high style to the everyday woman. She had a shrewd understanding that fashion could empower people beyond the fantasies of film. Starting in the late 1940s, Edith began dispensing style wisdom to the public. She wrote a popular advice column in Photoplay magazine, teaching the average girl how to dress like a star. She lent her name to sewing patterns for Vogue, so home dressmakers could wear Edith Head-inspired designs. And she became a regular guest on Art Linkletter's televised house party, where week after week she gave practical tips to housewives on choosing flattering outfits and improving their look. This was decades before makeover shows. Edith was essentially an original TV-style guru. She had a warm, no-nonsense way of guiding women to feel confident in their clothes. One of her famous pieces of advice, "You can have anything you want in life if you dress for it." It was her witty reminder that attire can pave the way for opportunity, a credo she demonstrated by example. Edith also put her flair to work outside Hollywood in surprising ways. In the 1970s, she designed chic uniforms for Pan Am flight attendants, proving that even the skies could have a touch of Hollywood elegance. She even created a smart, functional women's uniform for the U.S. Coast Guard, for which she received a Special Service Award. These projects showed Edith's range, from glamorous gowns to practical service wear, and her belief that good design should uplift everyone. Meanwhile, she distilled her experiences into books. Her memoir Style Guide, The Dress Doctor, 1959, and How to Dress for Success, 1967, became Bibles of fashion advice filled with her aphorisms and insights. Through these channels, Edith Head became not just a behind-the-scenes artist, but a household name in fashion. Women around the world felt they knew Edith, the wise, impeccably dressed lady who understood how clothes could transform lives. Even after Edith Head passed away in 1981, her legacy continues to shine brightly. In the film industry, she set a standard of excellence that today's costume designers still aspire to meet. Every time we marvel at the wardrobes in a period drama or the meticulous style of a character on screen, we're feeling Edith's influence. She was the one who proved costumes could win Academy Awards and be essential to a film's success. She also paved the way for more women in Hollywood's design departments by showing that a woman could thrive for decades at the top of a male-dominated studio system. Curators now celebrate her work in museum exhibitions from Los Angeles to London, displaying those sumptuous gowns and tailored suits so new generations can appreciate the craft. And of course, in popular culture, Edith Head lives on in the loving caricature of Edna Mode, the animated fashion diva of The Incredibles, whose round glasses, short bangs and feisty demeanor pay direct homage to Edith. It's a fitting tribute. Even as a cartoon, Edith remains the go-to symbol of the visionary, take-no-nonsense designer. Above all, Edith Head's story shows how costume design is so much more than dressing actors. It's about visualizing dreams, shaping identities, and influencing culture. She once observed, "I don't think people realize the power of fashion." Indeed, Edith wielded that power masterfully, from Hollywood soundstages to our own closets. By accentuating the positive and camouflaging the rest, she gave countless actors and everyday people the confidence to become the best version of themselves. Her legacy endures every time fashion meets imagination. The final look. From a humble school teacher, sketching after class, to a Hollywood legend with 8 Oscars to her name, Edith Head's life was as richly textured as the costumes she created. She transformed the way we see fashion in film, proving that a wardrobe can define a character as deeply as any script. Over more than half a century, Edith reinvented icons on screen, from Audrey Hepburn's little black dress to Grace Kelly's elegant suits, and in doing so, she herself became an icon of design and innovation. Her influence spans generations. Whenever we celebrate classic Hollywood style or embrace the idea of dressing for success, we're channeling the spirit of Edith Head. She balanced academic insight into clothing's purpose with a conversational charm that made everyone feel included in the magic of fashion. In short, Edith Head left an enduring legacy of style, storytelling, and empowerment through wardrobe. If you enjoyed this journey, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And let us know in the comments which fashion icon you'd love to see covered next. Now stay curious and inspired. This has been the Fashion Memoir.